right, guys. So we are here for, excuse me. All right, guys, we are here for week 3 of analogies. And this week we are going to focus on category and purpose analogies. And you'll also hear these called type of or object to action analogies. So just to remember, we are focusing on, like I said, analogies with that category and purpose relationships. But our objective is that we can determine the relationships of given words and then use that in our vocabulary knowledge to solve analogies. And this is standard L65. All right, so let's review where we've been. So first, to solve analogies, we always want to determine the relationship. So far, we've been given synonyms, antonyms, we've been given relationships that are part to whole, we've been given producer to product and tool to worker, and then we use those relationships to solve for the unknown word. All right, so the first one that we have this week, like I said, is category. You'll also hear this called type of. So your sentence pattern for this is a blank is a type of blank, or remember, it can go the other way. A type of blank is blank. So let's take a look at these. So apple is to fruit, as blue is to blank is our very first example. And these are all category analogies, and we can use these following sentence patterns to solve. So in my first one, I have apple is to fruit. So I'm going to say apple is a type of fruit. Does that make sense? Okay, that does. So apple is a type of fruit. I'm going to use that same relationship to solve. Blue is a type of, what would you say? Hopefully you said color. Blue is a type of color. Very good. All right. In the next one, I have ants are to blank as table is to furniture. So again, I know these are category ones, so I'm going to use these sentence patterns. Maybe I would try the second one. A type of table is furniture. That doesn't make sense. The words are related, but that sentence pattern doesn't make sense. So I'm going to go back to that first one. A table is a type of furniture. Okay, that makes sense. So I'm going to say ants are a type of, what would you say? Hopefully you said insect. Ants are a type of insect. All right, last one I have tree is to pine as blank is to geometry. All right, so tree is a type of pine. That one doesn't make sense. A type of tree is pine or a pine. That makes sense. So a type of blank is geometry. Well, geometry is a type of what? Hopefully you said math. So we use that sentence pattern to help us solve those category analogies. How many did you get right? How did you do? All right, the next one that we have is purpose, and this is also called object to action. You have to be really careful in these because it's asking what the purpose of the object is. So if you're thinking TV, the purpose of a TV is not to watch. The TV is not watching anything. You are watching the TV, but what is its purpose? All right, so in this one, we use the purpose of blank is to blank, or blank is the purpose of blank. Those are the sentence patterns we use. So let's try a few. All right, so these are all purpose analogies. Here are our sentence patterns that we can use to solve. So you have pen is to write as knife is to. The purpose of pen is to write. Now that sounds a little weird, but I can put an A or an and in there if I need to. The purpose of a pen is to write. That makes sense. So the purpose of a knife is to, what would you say? Hopefully you said something like cut. The purpose of a knife is to cut. Ear is to blank as money is to spend. So here is my full pair right here. The purpose of money is to spend. Yes, that is what money is made for. It's to spend, also to save, but that's what I do with money is I spend it. So the purpose of an ear is to, We'll go back and do that one in a minute. The purpose of an ear is to do what? It is to hear. I don't know how I got those out of order, but that's okay. The purpose of an ear is to hear. All right, you already see this one. Expedition, you should know from Wordly Wise. The purpose of teeth is to bite. The purpose of expedition is to discover. No big deal. You just got a freebie there. So After 2 weeks, how do you feel about analogies? How are you doing? What can we help you better understand? Or do you have any celebrations, anything rough going on? I'm going to ask you a couple questions and just let us know how you're doing. And hopefully you are understanding these types of analogies with the category and the purpose analogies. You'll have some practices this week. Have a great week.